The suspect accused of killing 10 people at a grocery store in Boulder may finally face a trial. The state ruled that the suspect in this case has been restored to competency and can stand trial for what happened at a King Soopers in March of 2021.
So our legal expert Whitney Traylor's with us now. So let's talk about this. What does it mean to be deemed competent or not competent to stand trial?
Right. What this means is we have a constitutional right and a statutory right to understand the proceedings against us. And so the court will make a determination if there's a question of competency. The court will determine if someone is competent, meaning they can assist in their counsel in their defense, they understand the proceedings, those type of things.
This isn't about the crime. This is specifically about the trial. Can this change? Can you be deemed competent today and not competent next week?
Yes, and that happens sometimes because really in the issue isn't how long you're competent after trial or during appeal or up until trial, it's just during trial. And so, for example, in this case, he was involuntarily medicated. He was ordered to be medicated in March. So in many instances, if someone is voluntarily or involuntarily medicated, and let's say they stop taking their meds throughout the trial or right beforehand, and then they could be deemed not competent again, or it doesn't have to relate to the drugs. Mental health, sometimes it'll sneak up on you, and if anybody, the defense, prosecution, or the judge can actually initiate the process saying someone's not competent.
This is certainly not the first or the last trial where we hear this, where there's a lot of discussion about that. The doctors in this case say he can go on trial, but then a judge has to agree too?
Yeah, that's an important distinction. So yes, this is, I just read on my way over what's being reported and what came out of the Boulder County DAs is that the medical professionals who had been previously deeming him not competent said yes, he's competent or they're competent to go to trial. And now the judge, there'll be a hearing on Tuesday and the judge has to enter an order. I suspect the judge is going to do just that and enter the order, but the judge, she doesn't have to.
So just to be clear for the layperson, the difference between this and insanity as far as a defense, they're two very different things. They're not even related to one another in some ways.
Correct. They're very different. The insanity is related to, that's a not guilty by reason of insanity, related to your mindset at the time of the commission of the crime or when the crime is alleged to have been committed. You didn't understand what you were doing, you didn't know right from wrong, that kind of thing. That's at the time, and you could then have a different mentality at the time of trial. But competency is, do you understand now that you're going to trial the proceedings? What's happening? Can you make decisions in your favor? And that's a whole different standard, regardless of what your mindset was at the time of the incident, which was back in 2021, 2.5 years ago. Now it's about what happens at trial.
Well, I think there's so many cases that we can list. It doesn't matter if we talk about the Aurora Theater or we talk about the road rage case in Westminster. We've seen this happen. It drags out.
Yes.
These things drag out. So I know we're out of time, but no one should expect this trial to start anytime really soon.
No, I mean, if the judge enters this order, then there's going to be a preliminary hearing. The Boulder DA has been very aggressive. He's going to continue to be aggressive. And this is really difficult on the families for sure. But this is one step. At least somebody is now going to be get their day in court and there'll be some accountability.
Well, thanks as always for shedding some light on it. Whitney Traylor, good to see you.